The average household in America typically has 1 to 2 domesticated animals as pets, such as dogs, cats, reptiles, birds, and fish. These are all manageable animals that can be taken care of easily without any need that cannot be met within the United States. Owners of domesticated animals have easy access to veterinary care and equipment to maintain a suitable environment that meets the needs of animals. Although easy access is provided, citizens of America are challenging their capabilities by buying and domesticating exotic animals to make them companion pets. Many factors play a role in why such domestication of wild animals is not ideal for humans and the animal's lifestyle. These factors range from the effect that domestication has on the animal, the owner's financial status and devotion to the animal, and the emotional and physical pull it has on both humans and animals. According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, the true definition of an exotic animal is a very different, strange, or unusual of a plant or animal, not living or growing naturally in a particular area, from another part of the world. When asked what kinds of animals my peers consider exotic animals, they responded with animals that are typically kept in zoos, such as lions, tigers, bears, zebras, and monkeys. And when they were asked why they consider these animals exotic, they responded that these animals live and survive in the wild, making them much harder to take care of and do well in captivity. Throughout my research and data I've collected, I am prepared to convince you that exotic animals should not be kept as domesticated pets. Today I'm going to discuss the problems of exotic animal ownership through the effect that domestication has on the animal, the owner's financial status and devotion to the animal, and the emotional and physical pull that it has on both humans and animals. Now that we've discussed some of the factors of owning an exotic animal, let's discuss those factors in more detail. Non-domesticated exotic animals are more common than you may think. Estimates are as high as 20.3 million individuals. 20 million individuals with exotic pets is approximately 16% of the United States population today. A survey taken by the class shows that 82% disagree with the idea of keeping an exotic animal as a pet, while only 18% agree with the idea. Currently, there are over 13 million reptiles, including snakes, crocodiles, and lizards, housed in private residences. Second to reptiles are large carnivores and exotic animal owners, with approximately 15,000 big cats, 2,000 bears, and 1,000 wild canids living in home across the nation. In addition, it is estimated that 15,000 non-human primates live as exotic pets. One may argue against why they cannot keep a wild animal as a pet, claiming that if it's okay to keep a dog and a cat, why wouldn't it be okay to have an exotic pet? But when it comes to domesticating such animals, it is not as easy as it may seem. Dogs and cats have been domesticated for hundreds of years, making them a safer species to associate with, but when it comes to lions, tigers, and bears, it's quite different. Natural instincts play a large role in the domestication process of an animal. Once a wild animal is taken from the wild and raised in captivity, their mind begins to transform differently than it should, confusing these natural instincts and chemicals in their brains. Domestication causes the animal's brain to no longer expend energy to find food or become the fittest to survive in their environment, giving them no reason to develop the way they normally would in the wild. This lack of development alters the way that their brain functions throughout their adolescent lives, causing problems during puberty and increasing risks to both the animal and its owner. During puberty, destructive behaviors emerge without provoking or warning, and the one-time cuties become unwanted pets. Captivity changes the animal's behavior and how they respond to the natural world. If they were reintroduced into the wild, they would die. You may begin to think, how does one even obtain an exotic pet? But when it comes to buying these non-native animals, it's actually extremely easy to do. One can simply open a web browser, type in what type of animal they would like to buy, and hundreds of websites pop up with prices and information as to where the animal will be shipped. But the most common way to get one's hands on these animals is through the exotic pet trade. The exotic pet trade is an operation that breeds and or takes animals from their natural environment and lists them for sale on their website to the highest bidder. During the process of selling these animals, they are kept in poor conditions and treated without care. Biologist and medical scientist Clifford Warwick conducted an interview with the Huffington Post about his viewpoints on the exotic pet trade. He stated that the exotic pet industry in general is certainly not shy about making unsupported or blatantly false claims, especially when it comes to promoting pets. The exotic pet trade doesn't lurk in the shadows when it comes to advertising. They do it right in front of the public's eyes. Among the common examples of trade misleads are that exotics, such as reptiles, are easy to keep or good for people with allergies, which can be compelling to someone who cannot take care of a traditional domesticated pet for medical reasons, but often leads to emotional stress when they figure out that it's not as easy as they seem. Those falsehoods result in a lot of suffering and death, and not uncommonly also high vet bills, heartache, and dumping animals at rescue centers or directly into local habitat, where they become invasive species or die. This misleading information leads to consumers believing that the animal will be easy to tame and domesticate, without any information as to how much it will be to keep them as a pet. What stood out to me the most during research is that there are more tigers as pets than there are in the wild. There are approximately 5,000 to 7,000 tigers kept as exotic pets in the USA and only 3,200 remaining in the wild. This number is not including zoos or wildlife sanctuaries, so it's very shocking. Owners of these species are not trying to help the cause. They are using them for selfish reasons, entertainment, and as companion animals. What these owners don't understand is that they can easily be overthrown by the exotic animal. Once their natural instincts kick in, humans cannot do much to protect themselves from their cute, furry pet. The exotic pet trade has been known to drive the destruction and extinction of animals in the wild. However, with captive breeding, exotic animals are becoming more prevalent. Fewer and fewer animals are being captured from the wild. But people are not adopting or buying these animals to help the cause. They are solely doing it for personal use. Now that we've discussed the risks of having an exotic animal as a pet, let's look at a real-life example of the tragedies that can occur due to owning an exotic animal. In early October 2011 in Zanesville, Ohio, Terry Thompson, local wildlife reserve owner, released his 49 animals into the surrounding area after deciding that he could no longer care for them. Stories are led to believe that he was under great pressure because he was not making enough money to support his preserve and the lives of his animals. Thus, Thompson became emotionally depressed, resulting in suicide after the release of his animals. This release then became known as the Zanesville Massacre due to the police force having to act and put down the animals. The strain of keeping an exotic pet in a private household is difficult. The owner must provide around-the-clock care and perform tasks safely. Although their heart may be in the right place, animals may not have access to food and supplies or vet care to properly take care of their animals. Lack of access can lead to stress to the owner, resulting in self-harm or suicide like Thompson. Health factors must also be taken seriously for both the owner and animals. If the proper vet care is not provided, diseases can be contracted between owner and animal, causing serious health issues. The possession of these animals also brings concern to the surrounding area. Citizens are not thrilled with the possibility of these animals escaping and inducing panic. Terry Thompson is just one of the many incidences throughout the United States that displays just how difficult it is, emotionally and physically, to take care of an exotic animal. But how do we go about solving this problem? Steps have been taken towards preventing the buying and selling of these exotic animals. Laws have been passed at national, state, and local levels. Of the 50 states, 20 have a complete ban, 8 have partial ban, and 12 have license and permits required. But there are also other things you can do to help at home. Be careful and don't believe everything you see on the internet. So those cute Facebook videos that people have their exotic pets doing cute things, sure they're cute, but just think that before they were a cute, loving pet at home, they were actually removed from their natural habitat and abused before being relocated. Also, when it comes to buying an animal from the pet store, you can ask a variety of questions before buying. Ask the store employees where their animals come from. So ask if they were bred or born in captivity or from the wild. The more questions you ask, the more information you can gain and develop a good sense of what you should do in a particular situation. It doesn't take much to make a difference in someone's life or an animal's life, which is why we need to take action. Today we discussed the problem of exotic animal ownership, how domestication affects these animals, and how ownership can affect a person physically and mentally. If we all focus on the truth and not the lies that are advertised on social media or the internet, we may be able to stop the rate of exotic animal buying and selling. You must educate yourself on the issue and try to educate those around you to do the same so that we can put a stop to exotic animal ownership within the United States and around the world.